So let's go into what happens if you're missing logical attraction, which is typically a really big problem for women, is that they miss this bottom logical attraction corner. And there's a reason why, which we'll get into in a minute. But what happens is if you have emotional attraction and sexual attraction, but no logical, you have hopeless romantic love, which is what this is. Hopeless romantic love is called hopeless romantic because there's no logical reasoning behind the love at all. There's no, it doesn't make any sense for you to be together. So you're fighting against all these odds, and it's essentially trying to supply this logical attraction, which is why it's called hopeless, because as long as you're ignoring the logistical issues in a relationship, then you are hopeless, right? So, but let's talk about the other side. What if you have sexual and logical, but no emotional, which means you have the right place, the right time, and I'm sexually attracted to you. That's called superficial love. That's a friend with benefits, pretty much. And that has no emotional attraction. Now, the reason why it has no emotional attraction is because no one built the emotional attraction. So you can actually build emotional attraction with someone. You can walk up and build rapport, and that emotional attraction will be there, and you can do it with anybody. So besides that, though, let's take down, now if there's no sexual one, you just have logical and emotional, that's called friendship, right? That's pretty normal, and it's pretty easy to spot that. So what naturally happens is when you're missing a corner, say for sexual attraction, just if you're missing emotional or logical attraction specifically, then there's a natural draw in the relationship to supply artificially that area that they're missing. So let's say that you have a hopeless romantic relationship, which I said before was emotional and sexual. Then at some point there's going to be a natural drive to supply logical attraction, to supply logical attraction. And that comes in the form of trying to force timing to work in one area, but also trying to change locations, trying to change life views, religions, complete lifestyles in general, and future goals and dreams so that we can be next to this person, be around this person. So if you've ever heard someone say, I'm going to move from where I am to be near you, or I'm going to move into your city if it was a long distance relationship, or for example, if someone said, I'm quitting my job and coming working in your field so they can be near you more. This is in the beginning of a relationship that I want to stress. It's not like you've been dating for 10 years and you're in love and then all of a sudden you want to change this around, This is in the beginning stages of, I'd say if I had to give a time frame between the moment you meet them to 7 months into a relationship, 7 or 8 months. Around 7 or 8 months, if you don't have the logical attraction there, it's really obvious, and if you haven't supplied and built this emotional attraction yet, then there's a reason why you're not doing that either, because you just don't want to fall in love with this person. So what happens is that applies that way. At the same time, with superficial love, you start to supply emotional attraction. Supplying emotional attraction comes in the form of someone forcing rapport, you have to meet my family, that kind of concept. I want you to meet someone that I love very much, or I want you to, I want to know what you're thinking and feeling 24/7, that kind of thing. And typically, it's pretty simple to place yourself in these categories. Women typically are trying to supply emotional attraction, and men are typically trying to supply logical attraction. So it's so funny that when you're in a hopeless romantic relationship, the man is usually the one who tries to say he's going to leave and do something new to change things for the woman, usually. And then whenever it's a superficial love relationship, where it's just like a friend with benefits, the woman is typically the one to try to build that emotional rapport unconsciously. And the reason why women are more prone to hopeless romantic relationships and men are more prone to superficial love relationships is because of their gender roles.